I think I will just say we will just say the Mangalacharan prayers as well, because if I have to stop and explain somewhere, then I don't want to be not saying the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I think switch that aircon on. Is it too hot? Not hot? Hot for you? Switch that aircon on. So 5, 26, 11 through 15, these are some of the descriptions of the hellish planets. Ye tviha yathai vamuna vihimsita jantavah paratra yamayatanam upagatam ta eva ruravo bhutva tathatam eva vihimsanti tasmad rauravamityahu rururiti sarpad atikrura satvasyapadeshah. Vihimsita, who were hurt. So, these are the descriptions of hellish planets and the reasons by which one goes there. So this hell is Raurava. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: in this life, an envious person commits violent acts against many living entities. Therefore, after his death, when he is taken to hell by Yamaraj, those living entities who were hurt by him appear as animals called rurus to inflict very severe pain upon him. Learned scholars call this hell Raurava. Not generally seen in this world, the ruru is more envious than a snake. Please repeat. In this life, an envious person commits violent acts against many living entities. Therefore, after his death, when he is taken to hell by Yamaraj, those living entities who were hurt by him appear as animals called rurus to inflict severe pain. To inflict very severe pain upon him. Learned scholars call this hell Raurava. Not generally seen in this world. The ruru is more envious than a snake. Purport. According to Sridhar Swami, the Ruru is also known as Bharashringa. Ati krurasya Bharashringakhya sattvasya apadeshah samgnya. Srila Jiva Goswami confirms this in his Sandarbha. Ruru Shabdasya Swayam Muninaiva Tika Vidhanal Lokeshu Aprasiddha Evayam Jantu Visheshaha. Thus, although Rurus are not seen in this world, their existence is confirmed in the Shastras. So, before we go further, I'd like to explain a little bit about this. If you see the name of this hell, it is called Raurava. And it comes directly from the word Ruru. Like Vishnu and devotees of Vishnu are Vaishnava. So there is a that happens after the first consonant. Instead of Vishnu, before the V and E, there is a Vaishnava. So that's how of something means. Like Yadu, the king Yadu, and his descendants are called Yadavas. Ya and A. In between there is a that joins. That's Sanskrit grammar. So Krishna and a follower of Krishna is called Karshneya. Karshneya. So in this way, Ruru. So in between the R and U comes a Raurava. So that's how. That means it's a planet of Rurus. Rurus, there are, I think, it looks like there are many kinds of Rurus. I thought Ruru was only a bird, but there are Jantu Vishesha. And in fact, here, Sridhar Swami calls it Bharashringa. You see this? Bharashringa. Shringa means horn. Bhara means heavy. Heavy horns. That means it's an animal with very heavy horns. Ati krurasya. That means very, very cruel. Bharashringakhya. It has the name of Bharashringa. Sattvasya apadeshah samgnya. Muninaiva. And in fact, in the next verse, you will see there's Mahā-Raurava. This is already Raurava. And these animals are not just cruel. If you think lion is cruel, hyena is cruel, tiger, the wild dogs of Africa are more cruel than the lions. The lion kills the animal and eats. The wild dogs don't wait for the animal to die. The animal is still standing. They always hunt big animals, like a antelope. And these dogs are tiny. Like not tiny, but there are many of them. So they attack. And once the animal comes to attack them, that dog will go away. And another dog comes at the behind and then tears some of the flesh like this. So many dogs attack at once in coordination. And the animal is bleeding, its organs are coming out, the skin is torn open, the intestines are out, stomach is out, heart is out sometimes. And the animal still did not die, and the dogs already started eating. That's the wild dogs of Africa. So that is more cruel than a lion. Now for us, such punishments are very distant. We only see it on a screen, on National Geographic Channel, Discovery Channel. And we may feel, oh, that is, quite cruel, gory. But then, imagine if we were that animal whose skin is being torn apart and whose entrails are pulled out. So, that's exactly what happens to the people in hell. Bharashringa. They inflict very severe pain. So, let's see the next verse. Evam Mahā-Rauravo Yatra nipatitam purusham kravyada nama ruravastam kravyena ghatayanti yah kevalam deham bharaha. This is very important. Ghatayanti yah kevalam deham bharaha. What is deham? What is deha?
Body.
Body. Bharaha? Deham bharaha means sometimes, but bhara also means maintaining. So deham bharaha means maintaining the body. For maintaining the body, kevalam deham bharaham. What they do? Ghatayanti yaha. Those who hurt and kill others for maintaining one's body. That means especially when one eats meat, kill another animal just for my tongue. So they will be going to Mahā-Raurava. Raurava is already bad. Mahā-Raurava. And here another name, another animal is there. Kravyada. Kravyada Ruravaha. The Ruru animal is called Kravyada. Kravyada Nama. So punishment in the hell called Mahā-Raurava is compulsory for a person who maintains his own body by hurting others. In this hell, Ruru animals known as Kravyada torment him and eat his flesh. Now, in all of this, when one undergoes hellish punishments in hell, he does not die. Usually here, the suffering ends. When suppose an animal comes and opens up all the body and then eats, the person died. It's actually a little bit better that way if a person dies. But in hell, that does not happen. In hell, for thousands and thousands of years, this goes on, and the person does not die. The body is torn apart completely, and the pain is felt fully, but the person does not die. One devotee in Jaipur, he told in Hindi, he said, अगर मौत का भीख मांगे तो भी मिलेगा नहीं. That means even if you beg for death, you will not get it. That's how bad the suffering will be. That's why we should not take it lightly, these sinful activities. You know how much pain you have to be to beg for death. No, please kill me. I don't want to live back. Please kill me. But even if I ask for it, even if I beg for it, I cry and beg for it, falling at their feet, I will not be given death. Only pain. That is hell. So, Kravya, the animals, they eat his body up, and then the body is rejuvenated again. After going so much pain, the body will be rejuvenated and ready for the next punishment by another animal, like this. Then, so purport. The animalistic person who lives simply in the bodily concept of life is not excused. He is put into the hell known as Mahā-Raurava and attacked by Ruru animals known as Kravyadas. 13. Yastvihava ugraha pashun pakshino va pranata uparandhayatitam apakarunam purushadairapi vigarhitam amutra yamanucharaha kumbhi-pake taptataile uparandhayanti. Taptataile. What is taptataila? Easy to understand. Yes. Tapta kanchana means molten gold. Kanchana means gold, tapta means molten. Yeah. Tapta taile uparandhayanti kumbhi-pake. Ugra pashun pakshinaha.
Tapa means heat.
For the maintenance of their bodies and the satisfaction of their tongues, cruel persons cook poor animals and birds alive. Such persons are condemned even by man-eaters. In their next lives, they are carried by the Yamadutas to the hell known as Kumbhi-paka, where they are cooked in boiling oil. Now, is there a purport? No. So, why do man-eaters have to condemn people who kill animals and birds? They are worse. They are killing man and eating man. Why are they condemning the cooking? Animal and bird eater. Any idea? No. The word here is alive. So while the animal is alive and the bird is alive, they are eating. That is even condemned by. It's beneath even the man eater, the cannibals don't do that. They kill the man first and then eat. Not eat while he is still alive. In I think there is a competition of cooking in China. Chinese cooking means you can expect all. Like especially in so there was this. There's a video actually like that. The snake, they cut the snake and they have to put it in boiling oil, and then they have to put all the garnishing and everything and put it on this plate. And while it's on the plate, the snake parts must move still. The snake is still moving, like small cut into small parts like this, and the parts are still moving on the plate when it is served. Only then only then it is passed. Otherwise, you fail in the cooking. There is such a competition. This video, they celebrate. Oh, well done, like this. I heard another thing. I watched a video where a person explained this. Unit 746. You know the gulags of Russia. Have you heard? No. The concentration camps of Germany. Hitler. In India, there is Kalapani in the Andaman Islands. During British rule, the worst prisoners used to be taken there, and then horrible tortures until they die. So at that time, these were very common. Now also they are there, but not so. They are hidden more. In Russia, there was the gulags, which is a similar hellish planet on earth. In Germany, there was the concentration camps. And then in India, there was the Kalapani in Andaman Islands. And in Japan, there was the Unit 746. And it is the least talked about. And the sufferings that happened there are unheard of. So one of the things apparently was they tie the man hands and legs with rope, legs like that, hands like that, and they will. He's still alive. They beat him hard with big sticks, and then they cut open his stomach. They take his intestines out, and then he's still alive to watch it. And in front of him, they cook it. They cook those intestines. They clean it up, cook it, and they eat on the table in front of him. His stomach is still open, bleeding, is fainting, and like that they watch their own stomach being eaten, and then they die like that. Now these are atrocious. I mean, you can't even imagine the kind of cruelty one must have to do something like that, right? Even in medieval times, there are very horrible punishments. They were there. Yesterday, there was one video I was watching about. Somebody was talking about the Iran war that is going on right now, and the history, not just in Iran, but that Middle East. One of them was killed by their own men. Not this war, many years, decades ago, by the bayonet, the gun with a knife in front, bayonet. They pierced through the anus and killed him like that. Imagine, like, what kind of mind you must have to imagine the kind of punishment. But these punishments happen in hell. These punishments happen in hell, and the person does not die. Imagine the pain of everything torn apart and then no dying. So it is, as we read these verses, it is important to actually visualize how much suffering it actually is. And this is what got Parikshit Maharaj to stop becoming curious and becoming compassionate. Because there is a, Prem Vikas Prabhu was telling me the other day that there was a book about himsa, jiva himsa or ahimsa, ahimsa, and something from Prabhupada's thing in Bengali. I don't know if that, I don't see that book in English. But there it is described that not preaching is worse than murder. Because when you murder someone, you kill the person once. When you don't preach, you let him die millions and trillions of times. You're killing him so many times if you don't preach. He's eternal. I mean, eternally he will be in this material world if he doesn't contact this message, right? So therefore, not preaching is much more himsa than just killing, hurting the body. The people will go to experience this, and this is what we are subjecting them to if we don't preach. We are getting them to be killed by Ruru animals. Raurava, Mahā-Raurava. And here, this is also confirmed in this verse, 11.5.14 of Bhagavatam. Yatvanevam vidosantah stabdhaha sadabhimaninah pashun druhyanti vishrabdhaha pretya khadanti te chatan. Those sinful persons who are ignorant of actual religious principles yet consider themselves to be completely pious, without compunction commit violence against innocent animals who are fully trusting in them. In their next life, such sinful persons will be eaten by the same creatures they have killed in this world. They will come back as these Ruru animals and then killed. So that is explained in that verse. Now, this is called the Kumbhi-paka hell. We have seen the Raurava, Mahā-Raurava, and now Kumbhi-paka, Tapta-taile, boiling oil. In boiling oil, they are alive as they are being cooked. They are alive. And imagine who has to administer this kind of cruel punishments? Yamraj. Who is the Vaishnava? Who is Paradukha Dukhi? Who is Paradukha Dukhi? He has to subject these sinful people to such horrible punishments. You may ask why, but that is necessary because preaching, it is voluntary, right? People can accept, people may not accept. But consequences should not be choice. There is no choice in consequence. A law is only as strong as its enforcement. A law is only as strong as its enforcement. We can write any law in the book, but if it is not enforced, it has no meaning, right? If the law is there, but nobody to police the law, nobody to actually uphold, what is the meaning of those words? So the words should have meanings. What we say should matter. Previously, words mattered so much. Like, the Pandavas, for example, they were in the forest, and Arjuna, he won Draupadi in the Swayamvar, right? And then they got back home that day, and usually they bring alms, they beg and bring alms. So Kunti Maharani was turned to with the back turned to them. She was doing her worship, and the Pandavas said, "Look what we have brought." I think Arjuna said, "Look what I have brought." And without seeing, Kunti Maharani said, "Distribute among yourselves today. Today, I will not be partaking. You distribute among yourselves." Now, that's a mistake. She did not know that Draupadi was there. It is not some food that they brought. So she turned around and saw Draupadi. Oh, she was horrified. How come I said something like this? But they did not just laugh, ha 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 ha, ha and then finish. It became so serious that they actually married. They actually distributed Draupadi among the 5 husbands and lived like that. Although it was totally unconventional, it's never heard of in the Shastra that a woman can have many husbands. It is said that man can have many wives, but not woman, many husbands. Polygamy was allowed. Polyamory wasn't allowed. Polyamory is when one woman with many husbands. So that's never allowed. I mean, never there in the Shastra, but the words had so much meaning. When they say something, it has to be done. So when they were named in a certain way, they actually lived up to the name. Like you see Hiranyakashipu, gold and soft bed. So he had sex life, he had riches, plundered everybody. That was his. Ravana means one who makes others cry. Don't know? Ravana means makes others cry. That is the meaning of Ravana. And he did that. Prahlada. What is Prahlada?
Give a lot of pleasure.
Yes. Gives pleasure to others by spreading Krishna's name, Krishna consciousness. Actually makes people happy. But Narsimhadev is called Prahlada Hladadayine. He gives pleasure to Prahlada. So, Prahlada Ahladadayine. Prahlada Ahladadayine. So, names. That's why when Prabhupada went to America, what did he pray in that poem? Markine Bhagavad Dharma. You know what is Markina? Huh? What? Markandeya Rishi? Okay. No. This is Bengali word. I thought Odia is the same thing. I don't know. Markina. Markina means America. Markine Bhagavad Dharma means Bhagavad Dharma in America. So because Prabhupada went to America to spread Bhagavad Dharma, so Markine Bhagavad Dharma is the name of the song. Bhagavad Dharma in America. So in that song he said, my name has been designated as Bhakti Vedanta. Size of a mouse, sound of an elephant. No stealth. My name has been designated Bhakti Vedanta. Krishna, now you please give meaning to this name. I don't have any bhakti, I don't have any knowledge, but my name is called Bhakti Vedanta. Humbly he was praying like that. But that's how a Vaishnava should be think. A preacher should not think that, oh, I'm going to save the world. I've come here to America to save America. Of course, he went there to save America. But he's teaching us how we should actually preach. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung in that Shuddha, no, Kabe Habe Bolo Shedin Amar, that song. Kabe Hama Sudina Hriday Sri Agnya Tahala Prachar. The last verse of that song, Kabe Habe Bolo Shedin Amar. When will that day be mine? So he said there, Sudina Hridaya. When will I become meek and humble at heart? And Sri Agnya Tahala Prachar. When will I take up the order of Krishna to preach? So to preach, we must become humble. We cannot be puffed up and preach. That's not preaching. So anyway, prachar, if we don't preach, then we're actually doing the greatest himsa. Okay, so we will go to the next verse. I mean, imagine when a little bit hot oil splutters and falls on our skin, how much pain, how many days that pain will be there. Imagine being cooked in oil. Imagine how much pain. They'll be crying like anything. No voice to cry also. If you put hot oil inside your boiling oil inside the mouth, what will happen? Finish. Finish. There will be no voice left. That is the state of these people in Kumbhi-paka hell. Next, 526:14. Yastviha Brahma Druksa Kalasutra Samyake Narake Ayutayojana Parimandale Tamramaye Taptakhale Upari Adhastad Agnyarkabhyam Atitapyamane Abhiniveshitah Kshut Pipasabhyam Cha Dahyamanantarbahih Sharira Aste Shete Cheshtate Avatisthati Paridhavati Cha Yavanti Pashuromani Tavad Varshasahasrani. I could almost understand. Did you understand the words? You know, I remember these words. The priest was chanting when my father passed away, you know, that first 10 days there will be tarpana and all this. He always used to say, Kshut Pipasa. Kshut means hunger, Pipasa means thirst. Kshut Pipasabhyam cha dahyamanantarbahih sharira aste shete cheshtate vatisthati paridhavati cha yavanti pashuromani tavad varshasahasrani. The killer of a Brahmana is put into the hell known as Kalasutra. Which has a circumference of 80,000 miles and which is made entirely of copper, Tamramaya. Tamramaya. Tamra means copper. Heated from below by fire. Imagine, a tawa where you do dosa or chapati. That tawa, 80,000 miles in circumference. Tawa, copper tawa. Below fire. Okay? Heated from below by fire and from above by the scorching sun. One thing I do not understand here is how come the sun's rays have reached these hellish planets? Because it is below the entire Bhumandal. And I don't know how sun's rays can reach. So this is a little bit of I don't understand how. But we have to accept this statement. How it is actually physically constructed, I do not know. The physics of it, the mathematics of it. But let's take it on at face value. The copper surface of this below by fire and from above by the scorching sun, the copper surface of this planet is extremely hot. Thus, the murderer of a Brahmana suffers from being burned both internally and externally. Internally, he is burning with hunger and thirst. Actually, that is called, what is it called in Bhagavad Gita? What is that called? The fire of digestion. Huh? Jatharagni. There is one more word that was used in Bhagavad Gita. I am the fire of digestion, Krishna says.
Brahma, no Brahma.
7-9.
Aham Vaishvanaro Bhuta Pranina Deham Anapana Samayutta Prasam.
That is the one. What is that? Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. 15-14. We will go there and come. This is 5:26:14, that is 15:14. How come you know this verse very well?
Many years ago.
Because of eating. At least like that you remember Krishna. At least you remember like that when you eat. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva after eating.
So many Brahmins who chant this, they are offering Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmatnam, Brahmanam.
Yeah. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashrita Pranapana Samayuktah Pachami Annam Chaturvidham. Now, I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the 4 kinds of foodstuff. Now, you know why we cook food? We heat it up before we even go, because the fire of our stomach is not as great. Lions, wolves, tigers, they are called vrikodara. Vrika means actually wolf. Wolf, udara means the belly of the wolf. Vrikodara means the voracious eater is called the belly of the wolf, because wolf is actually in the tundra regions, in the Arctic, snowy regions, ice. In that climate, these animals have to digest raw meat, and it's hard meat. All kinds of meat they will eat. So they don't cook. So the fire of digestion should be so strong that it should cook, and the entire nutrients must be distributed to the whole body. So the fire of digestion is much higher than ours. By that also we can understand that we are not meant for meat eating. If we eat raw meat, cannot, even health-wise, we cannot digest. That's why they cook first. Even vegetables were cooking first. We cannot eat many of them raw. So, heat from inside, extreme hunger, and externally, heat from the sun, heat from the fire below, the copper plate, and copper is a very, very good conductor of heat and electricity. Very good conductor. That means how much heat. Now in our Hare Krishna movement itself, there have been murders of devotees. Now, they will be definitely going to this Kalasutra. So many scams happened within ISKCON. The devotees are also murdered. Things happen like that. Even recently also. In Mayapur there are cases. Big mafia going on there. And sometimes devotees are killed. So they think it is all right. No, I have killed, this is my enemy, I have killed him. This is demoniac tendency, demoniac thinking. 16th chapter, how a demon thinks. Idam adyamaya alabdham imam prapsyam manoratham idam asti idam apime bhavishyati punardhanam asavo maya hatah shatrur hanishye chaparanapi ईश्वरोहम अहम भोगी सिद्धोहम बलवान सुखी आढ्यो भिजनवानस्मि कोन्योस्ति सदृशो मया यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्य इत्यज्ञान विमोहिताः. The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the lord of everything. I am the enjoyer, perfect, powerful, happy. I am the richest man surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. And the charity that they give also is for completely unauthorized causes. They just want to have name and fame of charity. Like when you go, we have example of Bill Gates. Whole childhood, I grew up learning that Bill Gates, oh, he's so rich, he's so smart, he's genius, and he, not only that, he's so charitable. 99% of his wealth he gave to charity. Whoa, what a absolute genius. What kind of charity he gave to? So-called medical research. What is that medical research? Trying to inject nonsense into people's bodies all over the world, doing horrible experiments. So-called charity, but it will only further in the name of charity. He does all kind of, not only he, there's so many people like in the upper elite echelon of these people. Actually, they're the bottom rung of Naradham, but they are called the elite of this Kali Yuga population. Financially elite, character-wise Naradham. So, Kalasutra. Okay, let's go to the next one. 15, this is the last verse. यस्त्विहवै निजवेदपथाद् अनापद्यपगतः पाखण्डं चोपगतस्तं असिपत्रवनं प्रवेश्य कषया प्रहरन्ति तत्र हासावितस्ततो धावमान उभयतो धारैस्तालवनासिपत्रैश्छिद्यमानः सर्वाङ्गो हा हतोऽस्मीति परमया वेदनया मूर्छितः पदे पदे निपतति स्वधर्मः पाखंडानुगतम फलम भुंक्ते. If a person deviates from the path of the Vedas, pakhanda patham, pakhanda means pashandi. If a person deviates from the path of the Vedas in the absence of an emergency, in an emergency there are some rules where you can, like eating meat is allowed if it's an absolute emergency. If it's not an emergency, not allowed. So like that, there are emergency rules, and so in the absence of an emergency, if one deviates from the path of the Vedas, the servants of Yamaraj put him into the hell called Asipatra-vana, where they beat him with whips. When he runs hither and thither, fleeing from the extreme pain, on all sides he runs into palm trees with leaves like sharpened swords. Thus injured all over his body and fainting at every step, he cries out, "Oh, what shall I do now? How shall I be saved?" This is how one suffers who deviates from the accepted religious principles. You know how this hell got its name? Asipatra-vana. This hell is called Asipatra-vana. Think about it a little bit.
Forest.
Patra is, yes, leaf. Vana means forest. Asi means Jnanasina, with the sword of knowledge. Asi means sword. Asipatra, sword like leaves. You see, the forest with trees whose leaves are like swords. So all these have meaning, you see, Asipatra-vana. That's why you see he is beaten with whips. When he runs here and there, hither and thither, fleeing from the extreme pain, on all sides he runs into palm trees with leaves like sharpened swords. Imagine if just a leaf touches you and your hand gets totally chopped off. Asipatra-vana. Asi means, have you heard this word Jnanasina? I think third. No, 543, right? 529 is the last. Yeah, 343, right? Three 42. No, 341. This here. Is it the one? No. No. Asina. Asina by the weapon. 442, sorry, 342. Chitva, cutting off. Asina by the weapon here is mentioned, actually the sword. Other places it is mentioned as Asina Dirgha Satrena Asina. Asina. Oh, Asina. Asina means different. Asina, sword. Asina actually means by the sword. Asi means sword. Jnanasana. 7, 15, 45. Jnanasim. Achyutabalo. Asim. The sword of the or weapon of knowledge. Asim. Jnanasim. So, Asipatra-vana. Let's go back there. Imagine, he's cut everywhere, he's whipped. You know, this Singapore, you get cane strokes for some of the punishments, some of the crimes. Cane strokes, and they're very expert at beating. They will first of all strip the person, take out the pant, take out underwear, everything naked. And at the buttocks, they will hit with the cane so precisely. And the maximum is 24 strokes of the cane. And they hit the person with the cane on his buttocks. The skin will split open. Like that they will hit. So hard. They will not just hit like this. Full swing, like more than the baseball. And they're experts at hitting like that. And they tack, the skin splits open. And then they will let them go. Next day, just below that line, another line, another line, another line, another line. He cannot sit. For months, he cannot sit properly. That is only Earth, Singapore. Singapore, that too. One of the better countries in the world. So, what?
India is a very specific thing, very thick and.
Now here they are beaten with whips, which is actually even more. This is already like a whip. Cane is already bad. Whip, there is an added, that, what is it called? The zing, what is it called? I don't know what is it called. That adds even more force. When we were in school, they used to do this handkerchief. They, put water, make it wet, roll it, tuck, they beat like this. You used to get it? Yeah, we used to do that to each other. And it was super painful. That's just like, a handkerchief. Imagine a whip. And they're beating like this, and he's running. And then he's running into sword-like leaves here and there, everywhere. The whole planet is called Asi-patra-vana. And he's crying, what shall I do? What shall I do? Imagine if somebody is actually being tortured and then he's crying, how you feel? Your heart is rending, heart-rending cries. Somebody is just boiling in oil or cut open, and then they're like shouting. What is that? Hysterically, if they're shouting, how it feels. It's heart-rending, right? But everybody there is like this. They are tortured. Nobody cares. The Yamaduta is even more they punish. So purport, there is actually only one religious principle, dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, 6319 Bhagavatam. The only religious principle is to follow the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unfortunately, especially in this age of Kali, everyone is an atheist. People do not even believe in God. What to speak of following His words? The words Nijaveda Patha can also mean one's own set of religious principles. Formerly, there was only one Veda Patha or set of religious principles. Now there are many. It doesn't matter which set of religious principles one follows. The only injunction is that he must follow them strictly. An atheist or Nastika is one who does not believe in the Vedas. However, even if one takes up a different system of religion, according to this verse, he must follow the religious principles he has accepted. Whether one is a Hindu or a Mohammedan or a Christian, he should follow his own religious principles. However, if one concocts his own religious path within his mind, or if one follows no religious principles at all, he is punished in the hell known as Asipatra-vana. In other words, a human being must follow some religious principles. If he does not follow any religious principles, he is no better than an animal. As Kali Yuga advances, people are becoming godless and taking up so-called secularism. They do not know the punishment awaiting them in Asipatra-vana as described in this verse. Prabhupada actually kind of gives a liberal definition of this crime of Vedapatha. What is this called? Nijavedapatha. He gives a very liberal definition of Nijavedapatha. And that's why even if you're following other religious principles, other religion, follow it properly. If one is a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddha or whatever, at least he has to follow his religious principles properly to begin with. But many people who profess to follow these religious principles, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, whatever, they don't actually follow the real rules and regulations. You know, words have no meanings anymore. Huh? For example, in the Quran it is said Islam means peace. How much peaceful? One should live by those. And the peace should be at all levels. Between humans and humans. First of all, between humans and God, there has to be peace. We have to, first of all, obey. Otherwise, there's no peace. You're making God angry. So if Krishna is angered, then he will be punished. So first of all, Krishna has to be given peace. He should not be made angry. Krishna gets angry actually. 525, 3 and 6 we have learned that. Did you remember? Sankarshana. 525, 3. I'll just go to the translation. You see, Anantadev, at the time of devastation, desires to destroy the entire creation. He becomes slightly angry. Then from the slight anger only. Then from between his two eyebrows appears three-eyed Rudra carrying a trident. And then the whole fire starts, fire of devastation. Then we have 525, 6. What is 527? What is 525, 6? Lord Sankarshan is the ocean of unlimited spiritual qualities, and thus he is known as Anantadev. He is non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the welfare of all living entities within this material world, he resides in his abode, restraining his anger and intolerance. That's what actually we are making Krishna feel by not becoming devotee, by not following the dharma that is given to us, Sanatana Dharma. Or even if one is following other dharma, Nija Dharma Patha and Nija Veda Patha. If we do not follow that, we are angering God. He is restraining whatever peace we are enjoying now is a restraint of his anger and intolerance. He is intolerant to all this. But he is exercising his tolerance. So here, Anantadev's main mission is to dissolve. His main mission is not to maintain. His main mission is to dissolve the creation. But he checks his anger and intolerance. This material world is created to give the conditioned souls another chance to go back to Godhead. Most of them do not take advantage of this facility. After the creation, they again exercise their old propensity for lording it over material world. These activities of the conditioned souls anger Anantadev and his desires, and he desires to destroy the entire material world. So, the little I have read about the Quran, Islam means peace, to make peace with God first, obey. And then, if we actually have peace with God, we will have peace with all living entities. Between humans and humans, between humans and animals as well. There will be peace. That's real Islam. That is real peace. Ram Rajya. What is Ram Rajya? Where the whole, even animals did not know what suffering was. Animals did not know what suffering was. Yesterday I was reading this verse. 10:52:34. Krishna says this. Kachidvah kushalam brahman rajato yasya hi prajaha sukham vasanti vishaye palyamanah samay priyah. Samay priyah. What kind of king is dear to Krishna? O Brahmana, is your king attending to your welfare? Indeed, that king in whose country the citizens are happy and protected is very dear to me. And the word here is used, praja, subjects. Praja means not only the people, the human beings. Praja also means, ja means janma. Praja means those who are born in that land. Even animals. Praja sukham vasanti vishaye palyamana same priyaha. Yasya hi rajato. So that is, this kind of king Krishna likes. Very dear to him. If he makes his citizens happy, citizens means not even animals. Means don't kill animals. But where is all this? All this has no meaning. All the names of different religions. Sanatan Dharma, they say Sanatan Dharma. If we say Sanatan Dharma, oh, I am a Sanatani, I am a proud Sanatani, they say. Then why are you worshipping demigods? Demigods are not Sanatan. They are not eternal. Eternal means, Sanatan Dharma means the Dharma which is eternally a fact. And that is only devotional service. Otherwise, it's not Sanatan Dharma, Asanatan. It is some temporary Dharma. Anitya Dharma. So, Sanatan Dharma means the eternal transaction, the loving transaction between the devotee and the Lord. Eternal Lord, eternal devotee, Nitya Krishna Das, and eternally serving, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That is eternal Sanatan Dharma. So words have lost meaning, and we have a whimsical understanding shaped over time, and therefore language itself has become contaminated. When we say a word, it doesn't convey the meaning of the word. Like mamsa is so meaningful, that word. It is meat, but mamsa khadati iti mamsa. So I am giving him, mam means me, saha means he. I am allowing him to kill me and eat me in his next life. The entire law of karma is embedded in that word. Putra means punnam narakat trayate iti putra. Punnam narakat trayate means one who saves his father from going to hell is called putra. Otherwise, his mutra is urine. So much there is meaning. The reason for that is, when we utter those words, every word is a mantra. You know what is a mantra? Mantra means a sound which releases the mind from material entanglement. Man trayate iti mantra. Man trayate yah iti mantra. So, our mind must be released from entanglement. It should be enlightened with knowledge when we utter something. If the utterance has no meaning to us, what are we uttering? That means when we chant these mantras, when we utter these words, we have to pay attention. Our mind must be there to listen to what we are saying and contemplate on the meaning. If you don't, like every day we sing so many songs, many devotees don't know the meaning of the songs. How can that be? How can we live like that as devotees? When you sing some daily, Prabhupada has given us some daily set of songs. Okay? If he has given it as a daily function, it must be very important, right? Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, everyday japa we are doing. These are mandatory, right? If these things are mandatory, these songs are mandatory, why are we not understanding them? So when we are singing, if we understand, then actually, why am I saying that? Because then all our day, our entire day, our consciousness will be proper. Because Krishna says, Mayarpita mano buddhir. Invest your mind and intelligence on me. Mana shashthanindriyani prakritisthani karshati. Our mind, which is the leader of all the senses, has all these desires because of ignorance, and that's why we are karshati, we are struggling here. So to release the mind from this struggle, this karshati, mantra. So the sound is supposed to release us. It means it must enlighten us. It must show us the way. So every one of the Sanskrit words in the Vedic culture used to be mantra. If I say mamsa, that is a mantra. Because it is releasing my mind from ignorance. That is also mantra. And when we say Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshta, when you bow down, contemplation should be there. Obeisances means Prabhupada said we must remember some of the activities. That is obeisances. That's why when we obeisances, there is a pranati mantra of Prabhupada, of the deities, the Lord. There are so many, like Govindamada Purusham, Tamaham Bhajami. That's a pranati mantra of Krishna. So many prayers are there. So, all these mantras have meaning. And they all are meaning of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. Especially all these songs, Vaishnava songs, these shlokas, these are expansions of the Mahamantra. If all the knowledge of the Vedas are condensed into one mantra, that is called Hare Krishna. That's why it is called Vidyavadhu Jivanam. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge, the holy name. It is the essence. So all the other information and transcendental knowledge expands forth from the holy name of Krishna. So that's why today we sang that song Gaurapahu, Na Bhajiya Mai. That is because after I read Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur instruction, that when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa, we should think like that song, Gaurapahu, Na Bhajiya Mai. I am not worshipping you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Satsanga chhadi koino asatya vilas, te karane lagile je karma bandha fas. I have given up the satsanga. I have fallen into asat, and te karane, because of that reason, I have been bound by Maya. Please save me. All the whole song. So there is a mood in which we have to sing, chant Krishna's name, japa and kirtan. So yeah, we have to pay attention basically. Like Asipatra-vana. Instead of just saying Asipatra, we will never remember it. That name of the hell we will never remember if we don't understand the meaning. So if we have to retain knowledge, sometimes devotees say, Prabhu, I'm reading but I'm not remembering. And remembering is not the most important function to understand. But also, if you want to remember, then pay attention to the Sanskrit. With the Sanskrit, remembrance will automatically happen. If you read even the English translation, you will not remember. Oh, Asipatra-vana, hell known as Asipatra-vana. If you just pay a little bit attention to the word, why Asipatra-vana? What kind of name is that? Oh, actually, that's what I thought. Today morning, I was just looking at what verses I have to give class on. Asipatra-vana. I did not pay attention then. Asipatra-vana. Vana, Patra, Asi. Oh, that makes sense. Now I will never forget that. So, Kumbhi-paka we know now. Tamramaya, that copper plate we know now. The tawa, big tawa. And the other Raurava we know now because of Ruru animals, different kinds of Ruru animals. There is the Bharashranga and there is the Kravyada. Two types of Ruru animals are mentioned. Maybe there are many, many others. So, Raurava and Mahā-Raurava. So, in this way, we can remember things. Paying attention. We will learn so much just by paying attention. Sometimes we think, as devotees, we become a little complacent. We just routine like a mechanical device. We will chant or we will sing or we will. Yeah, yes, I attended Bhagavatam class. What did you remember? Nothing, Prabhu. I heard. It was very nice. What was nice? Class was nice. That's it. There's no memory for carrying forward, no contemplation, no introspection, nothing. That does not help. Um, so if I want to remember, then just attention. I can learn so much if I pay attention. When I don't pay attention, everything becomes stagnant, not fresh. But if you pay attention, everything becomes fresh. Everything becomes very, very tangible. Otherwise, words are going on, and then my mind is somewhere else. My mind is stuck with materialistic thoughts, but song is going on. Samsara dāvana lalīdha loka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. I asked some devotees, what is that song about? Radha Krishna. Huh? Radha Krishna. They don't know what the song is about also. They're looking at Radha Krishna. Look at Prabhupada there. Of course, you can look at Radha Krishna. I'm not saying no, but you should understand that the song is about Prabhupada. There used to be one man named Mr. Shah. I think none of you, you know. Shah, you know, right? Gujarati gentleman. Only he knows. Very, very old. 2008 or 7 he left. So he used to be Vallabha Sampradaya Vaishnava, family Vaishnava like that. But, realization very less. But he knows many, many shlokas and, Sanskrit he knows. And, so, and whenever Radharani's name will come, he will, like this. So he will come Mangalarti every day. Shri Radhika Madhavayorapa. He will go like this, full bhav. I don't know whether he understands the song. Every time I look at him like this, I was whether he understanding the song or not. Because that song is saying Shri Radhika Madhavayorapara. Prabhupada is thinking of Shri Radhika Madhava. Right? Don't think it is about Radhika, there is this, me and Rajkishore, we have a joke among us. You know that song about Vaishnava? Vaishnava, Ebaro Koruna Koro Vaishnava Gosa. That song? One line, one stanza is like this. Haristhane aparadhe tare harina tomasthane aparadhe nahi paritran. You know this? You don't know this? Shame on you. Please know the song. Very important song. So a person who is following with the song and he thinks he's a great kirtaniya, the lead singer is singing Haristhane aparadhe. Oh, Jai Radhe. This person. Radhe, not Radhe, aparadhe. Haristhane aparadhe. Don't say Jai Radhe. Don't know what the song is about also. Meaning don't know, simply Jai Radhe. Me and Rajkishore, we make this joke about completely ununderstanding kirtaniyas, inattentive kirtaniyas. Those who are, in the mood of kirtan but don't know what they're singing. Jai Radhe, big bhav going on. Aparadha you are talking about. You're a Jai Radhe. Tomasthane aparadhe, oh Jai Radhe. Vaishnava aparadha you're talking about. So mantra means our man must be there while we are chanting. Otherwise it's not mantra. As Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Namakshar bahir, what is it? Asadhu sange bhai, Krishna naam nahi hoy. Namakshar bahiraye, but a namaka bhuna. So Namakshar, the alphabets of the holy name are being pronounced, but the holy name is not being chanted. So similarly, Mantrakshar bahiraye, but a mantra ka bhuna. So it will not become a mantra if our mind is not there. So, okay, I'll stop it here. Any questions or comments? Huh? Where's the mic?
So the Yudhishthir Maharaj, even though he was a very pure devotee, he saw Krishna and he was also intimate friend of Krishna. But still he saw hell, like for that time, like minute like that. So why did he go? Because that
You know the reason, right?
yeah, he lied. But that way we are also doing many sins, and but still it's like mentioned that we do small service to Krishna, we go back to Godhead.
Who said? Small service you do, you go back to Godhead?
No, like we do service to Krishna, we remember Krishna at the time of that, we go back.
Who said?
No, Ajamil, that story is there.
No, Ajamil did not go back. Ajamil was given a second chance. Then he became so serious that he became 100% Krishna conscious. Understand? Without, you see, not that you do little service, you go back. It will save you from the greatest danger. Next life you will start from where you are left off, but you will have to go to 100%. We are going nowhere if we don't have 100%. एवं मनः कर्मवशं प्रयुङ्क्ते अविद्ययात्मन्युपथीयमाने प्रीतिर्न यावन् मयि वासुदेवे न मुच्यते देहयोगेन तावत् प्रीतिर्न यावन् मयि वासुदेवे. When the living entity is covered by the mode of ignorance, he does not understand the individual living being and the supreme living being, and his mind is subjugated by fruitive activity. Therefore, until one has love for Lord Vasudeva, who is none other than myself, he is certainly not delivered from having to accept a material body again and again. We have the example of Bharat Maharaj, who was Krishna conscious. Last moment he slipped and he had to take 2 more births. That is his level of devotion. He took 3 births to finish. And our level of devotion, one birth we will finish. No way. Only when we become 100% serious. Prabhupada said what? In 1 minute, you can become 100% Krishna conscious. But surrender must be 100%. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajami. Yadrishi shraddha siddhir bhavati tadrashi.
Oh, but Yudhishthir Maharaj only did one small mistake.
He's teaching us. Krishna is teaching us. If you do mistake, you have to pay for it. Yeah. Even if he did mistake is a mistake, right?
Oh, but he also
And it's a big mistake, not a small mistake.
But at the time of that, he was thinking about Krishna. So, but Ajamila, almost his entire life he was doing bad things. Still, he practiced after that and he went back to Godhead. But Yudhishthir Maharaj, he did like one big mistake, only one, but still he
went to hell and went back, right?
So Ajamil
He is
did
not
not
staying
go.
in hell, you know. Do you know? Yudhishthira Maharaj is not in hell.
Yeah.
He went back. But he has to be shown. For a while he was there. And he was not cooked in oil and he was not put in a copper tawa and nothing. He just went there, he saw the sufferings of other people there, and as if his own family were there. That's what he saw. So he vicariously suffered their sufferings. Vicarious means second-hand suffering. He did not first-hand suffer.
Yeah.
He heard them suffering and that gave him second-hand suffering. He vicariously suffered, that's it. Finish. So sometimes devotees, even if they have to go to some kind of hellish things, they may get a bad dream and it will be finished in that. So some kind of concessions like that are there. Why are you so worried about that question? What is the point? Don't worry. Don't worry. Hello. Give the mic.
Ajamila also have went like Yudhishthira Maharaj for time being, or he directly went back? I know he had been given second chance. So after he finished, he went directly. He went back.
There's no description that he went to hell.
Yeah.
First time also he did not go to hell. Yamarutas came to carry him.
Yeah. He's supposed to go, but Vishnudutas have saved him, given him second chance. But where Yudhishthira, when he said, I'm also thinking of the same, he had put for a minute also, I mean, for a glitch, like he been there into that hellish planet where Yudhishthira Maharaj had seen that. But Ajamila has been given that boon that he just go back. He never experienced it.
Well, Yudhishthira Maharaj also did not experience it. He saw,
Yeah.
he heard the voices of his family like that. That illusion was shown to him. It was an illusory hell. His brothers and wife and mother were not actually there.
Just one minute. Prabhu, in the translation of 5:26:14, it's written, the killer of a Brahmana is put into the hell known as Kalasutra. So nowadays we don't have qualified Brahmanas, Prabhu. So if
No, we're always talking about qualified only here.
oh,
We're always talking about only qualified Brahmanas. Shastra never speaks about namesake Brahmanas. Never happens. As I said, every word has meaning. Brahmana means Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. Krishna is only satisfied with the qualities of a Brahmana, not with him being having a thread. Why would Krishna be satisfied with a thread? No. Krishna is satisfied by the work that they do. That's why you see this very nice. This is not exactly qualities, but you see, when the Brahmana carrying the Rukmini's love letter, asking him to kidnap her, and the Brahmana came to Krishna, Krishna got down from his throne and seated the Brahmana, and then he massaged his feet and everything, and asked him this question: Kachid Dvijavara Shrestha Dharmaste Vriddha Sammatah Vartate Nati Krichrena Santushta Manasah Sada. You see how he is greeting. Instead of saying, how are you? The Supreme Lord said, O best of exalted Brahmanas, are your religious practices sanctioned by senior authorities proceeding without great difficulty? Is your mind always fully satisfied? So that means that is the position a Brahmana should be in. Are you following everything? Are you able to follow everything? What? Everything means what? Religious practices sanctioned by senior authorities. Acharyas. Vriddha sammatah. Dharmaste vriddha sammatah. So, are these qualities intact? Is this behavior intact in you? Everything is going well? You see how? That means he's only concerned about and also I just saw, this is the Brahmana. What is the Kshatriya supposed to do? Just now we showed what the Kshatriya, what kind of, just 4 verses away. I just showed you this now. Indeed, that king in whose country the citizens are happy and protected is very dear to me. So that is the quality of a Kshatriya. He has to rule by that quality. If that is not there, then he is not happy. So he is only attracted by qualities. Why name? We have created this thing that, oh, I am a Brahmana by birth. This is not Krishna created, Krishna's creation.
do we have any any incident from the Shastras where the Brahmana was being killed and the killer went to the same hell?
I don't know. But it will be. I mean, one statement of Shastra says means it should be there. Whether there is a mention or not.
Also, Prabhupada time, like few devotees try to poison him, right? So, are they going to go to that same hell, Prabhu?
I think worse. Brahmana is one thing.
Vaishnava.
Vaishnava is another thing. Guru is even more. Vaishnava is also many types. The Shuddha Vaishnava and more. Shuddha Vaishnava is already bad. Killing him. Your own Guru. Kalasutra is not enough. Mahā-Kalasutra or something will be there for that kind of people. I think there is something in the online. all 10 prachetas also had married to a single woman, Marisha. I forgot this. Okay. Marisha. I don't remember that. Yeah, but it's very rare, very rare. Polyamory is very rare. Yes, I mean, there is. So, Venugopal Prabhu is saying Vyasadeva came to their ashram and approved marrying Draupadi, saying about practices. Saying about prachetas, sorry. But he told it is not allowed for everyone and he allowed them for a divine cause, he tells them. Yeah, of course. But you see how the word is taken so seriously. 10:13. Parikshit Maharaj was not feeling hunger as he was fasting and hearing Bhagavatam. 10:13, beautiful purport is 10:13. No. नैषाति दुःसहाक्षुन्मां त्यक्तोदमपि बाधते पिबन्तं त्वन्मुखाम्भोजच्युतं हरिकथामृतम्. Very nice. Because of my vow on the verge of death, I have given up even drinking water. Yet, because I am drinking the nectar of topics about Krishna, which is flowing from the lotus mouth of your Lordship, my hunger and thirst, which are extremely difficult to bear, cannot hinder me. To prepare to meet death in 7 days, Maharaj Parikshit gave up all food and drink. As a human being, he was certainly both hungry and thirsty, and therefore Shukadeva Goswami might have wanted to stop narrating the transcendental topics of Krishna. But despite his fast, Maharaj Parikshit was not at all fatigued. The hunger and thirst from my fast do not disturb me, he said. Once, when I felt very thirsty, I went to the ashram of Shamika Muni to drink water, but the Muni did not supply it. I therefore wrapped a dead snake over his shoulder, and that is why I was cursed by the Brahmana boy. Now, however, I am quite fit. I am not at all disturbed by my hunger and thirst. This indicates that although on the material platform there are disturbances from hunger and thirst, on the spiritual platform there is no such thing as fatigue. The entire world is suffering because of spiritual thirst. This is the real pipasa. Every living being is Brahman or spirit soul and needs spiritual food to satisfy his hunger and thirst. Unfortunately, however, the world is completely unaware of the nectar of Krishna Katha, which is the real food. The Krishna consciousness movement is therefore a boon to philosophers, religionists, and people in general. There is certainly a charming attraction in Krishna and Krishna Katha. Therefore, the absolute truth is called Krishna, the most attractive. The word Amrita is also an important reference to the moon, and the word Ambuja means lotus. The pleasing moonshine and pleasing fragrance of the lotus combine to bring pleasure to everyone hearing Krishna Katha from the mouth of Shukadeva Goswami. Matirna Krishna Paratasvadova Mitho Vipadhyeta Grihavratanam Adantagobhir Vishatam Tamisram Punah Punashcharvita Charvananam. Because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress toward hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna are never aroused either by the instructions of others, by their own efforts, or by a combination of both. 7.5.30 Bhagavatam. At the present moment, all of human society is engaged in the business of chewing the chewed. Punah punah charvita charvananam. People are prepared to undergo mrityu samsara vatmani. 9.3. Taking birth in one form, dying, accepting another form, and dying again. To stop this repetition of birth and death, Krishna Katha or Krishna consciousness is absolutely necessary. But unless one hears Krishna Katha from a realized soul like Shukadeva Goswami, one cannot relish the nectar of Krishna Katha, which puts an end to all material fatigue and enjoy the blissful life of transcendental existence. In relation to the Krishna consciousness movement, we actually see that those who have tasted the nectar of Krishna Katha lose all material desires, whereas those who cannot understand Krishna or Krishna Katha regard the Krishna conscious life as brainwashing and mind control. While the devotees enjoy spiritual bliss, the non-devotees are surprised that the devotees have forgotten material hankerings. A very nice purport. All right, I think we'll stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.